To some, this may be glamorous. To others, it's life-changing. Coming up, I'll tell you how one local organization is using this and other things to enhance people's lives.
Paying respects. I'm Autumn Macmillan, and see how a local tribe here in Mississippi is honoring one very special man.
From small child to grown adult, I'm Cena Turner, and I'm going to tell you how to keep yourself more protected.
Flooding fears. I'm Bronson Woodruff at Oktibbeha County Lake with what's being done to repair the failing dam and its effect on the community.
The Oktibbeha County Lake Dam's near breach still impacts the area's local community, and nearby residents want to know what's being done to secure the structure and their lives. Good afternoon, I'm Tori Boatner.
And I'm Dondria Blanchard. Take 30's Bronson Woodruff spoke to residents and county officials about the structure.
The potential failure of the Oktibbeha County Dam has caused quite a stir and has been an inconvenience for nearby residents and travelers.
It puts people, on edge, and it puts people in a position to where, do I leave home or do I take a chance and stay at home? I can't wait till they fix it, though, because it's a bit of a headache.
The road over the dam is still closed, and travelers have to go around.
This is a high-traveled thoroughfare. It's very inconvenient for people.
Right now, water is being drained from the lake. Kirk Rosenhan is overseeing the process. He shared with me what caused this situation to happen and what's currently being done to the structure.
The photographs show the sloughing, that's the best word I can use, where the entire face of the dam slid off a little bit. And that's what we're concerned with.
Rosenhan tells me when the 479-acre lake lowers to a certain level, they will be able to do what he called a modification to the intake structure.
Right now there are 6 active pumps working to drain the water from Oktibbeha Lake. You can see these pipes behind me. They're pulling water out of the lake, and there's going through these pumps here where it's being carried over and finally expelled out the back here. You can see it running down. It's forming this little river, which is then flowing down that way and draining through there.
I spoke with Oktibbeha County's Emergency Management Director, Kristen Campanella. She says they are monitoring the dam around the clock, and the subsiding water levels reduce the threat to the nearby community.
I would like to tell the residents is that we're on top of it. I mean, we're doing everything that we can do, I feel like, at this point. As soon as it's coming in, it's pumping it off. So I would say we're in the good for right now.
Water is flowing into the area's natural creek and continuing downstream. For now, the dam remains under surveillance with the promise of stability in its future.
I wish, they'd gone and put a plan in place so that we won't be faced with nothing like this again.
In Starkville, Bronson Woodruff, Take 30 News.
Draining of the lake is expected to continue for at least another week. Meanwhile, some people are sounding off on social media, some pointing fingers at county officials. Take 30's Jay Stanley spoke to a county supervisor for his response.
The recent dam failure to the Oktibbeha County Lake has many residents furious with local leaders. Some locals addressed their concerns on Facebook regarding the lack of funds needed to cover the repairs, while others believe that the county supervisors have done nothing at all to address the issue. One resident even suggested that this has been an ongoing issue for years and that county supervisors continue to put off the project. I had the chance to speak with District 3 Supervisor Marvel Howard about the rebuilding process.
What we're doing at this particular time is, first of all, to take steps to immediately make sure that that danger doesn't happen again. Then we're looking for funding long term so that we can replace that levee and make sure that this doesn't happen again ever going forward.
This is where the Oktibbeha County Board of Supervisors will host their meeting to discuss their long-term plan for the Oktibbeha County Lake Dam. Now, officials say there is a plan in store.
Talking with the community, we're trying to get as much information out as we possibly can. On February 24th, we have a town hall discussion about the Oktibbeha County Lake so that citizens can come and ask any question that they'd like to know. They can have input as to their feelings toward the levee and what they think should be done with the county lake.
Reporting for Take 30 News, I'm Jay Stanley.
For those planning to attend the town hall meeting, it will begin at 5:30 p.m. at the Oktibbeha County Courthouse on Main Street. Early arrival is encouraged. Officials expect there to be standing room only.
We're in the peak of flu season, and the Mississippi State officials are urging students and staff to take preventative measures. This after 11 weeks of elevated seasonal flu activity, according to the CDC. And as you can see, Mississippi is red, meaning the state is experiencing the highest level of flu activity. Here's how you can stay well and help others this flu season. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. If possible, stay home from work, school, and errands when you're sick. Cover your mouth and nose with the tissue when coughing or sneezing, or cough or sneeze into your elbow, not your hand. Wash your hands often. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth. Clean and disinfect frequently. Touch surfaces at home, work, or school. And of course, it's still not too late to get the flu shot. And unfortunately, there's a bigger threat out there. It's called the coronavirus. And people who are diagnosed with it have some flu-like symptoms. The virus started in China, where at least 170 people are dead. And it's spreading. There are confirmed cases across the world, including here in the U.S. That's why airports with international flights are screening inbound passengers for signs of the virus. The White House is even considering putting a stop to all the flights between the U.S. and China. Health investigators are trying to figure out how the virus is spreading and what it will take to stop it. The Center for Disease Control is working with other scientists on this vaccine.
It is one of the most well-known outfields in all of college baseball. Left Field Lounge used to mean barbecue and drinks and some good old trash talking.
Another staple, rickety homemade contraptions rolled in each February. Now the Left Field Lounge has a new look and the old seating. Take 30's Drew Gardner found them.
So as I'm sure you can tell, it's not exactly baseball season. My question is, what are all of these seating rigs doing outside Dudy Noble?
Driving down Highway 182, entering Starville, you may look to your right across from the Village Cycle Center and see a couple of odd-looking wooden fixtures. So why are they currently housed outside William Wells Towing? Amanda Stevens of William Wells has more on the subject.
How they got here is for 10 or so years we've been transporting them. You know, we would take them out when it was baseball season, and then when baseball season was over, they had to store them somewhere. So we've always stored several of them.
Owner of William Wells Towing, Wesley Parrish, is nostalgic for the Left Field Lounge.
Started going when I was a young kid. You know, they got started and people backing vehicles in out there and just sitting up on the backs of trunks and tailgates and things like that.
Meanwhile, at Dudy Noble, it's move-in day, where newer rigs are being moved into the Left Field Lounge, and some folks just came out to watch some baseball on a warm Saturday. Saunders Ramsey is helping putting some of the new rigs ahead of season and had this to say.
This year is just more of getting out here together and spending some time watching some baseball and improving things. Not too much, because it needs a little bit of uniqueness to it.
The old rigs currently have no plans to be moved back into Left Field Lounge, but they remain a local curiosity off of Highway 182. Seating rigs are a huge part of Left Field Lounge's legacy, and they're still there. They've just changed a little bit. I'm Drew Gardner for Take 30 News, signing off.
The old rigs can still be seen off of Highway 182. Hill State Baseball opens this season February 14th against Wright State. Don't touch the remote. We'll tell you more about one organization that's changing how people with cancer see themselves right after the break.
This is the best thing going at Mississippi State right now.
We are doing so many different things that we learned in the classroom that we are now getting to apply that I didn't think that we would get to apply.
It's really invaluable. People that you meet, the connections that you're gonna make are priceless as well.
Prism is gonna prepare you for the future.
You're getting something that most college students don't get in this major.
Just go for it. Like, there's really nothing to lose. You can only go up.
The real world experience is here while also getting the college credit.
There's so many different aspects to it outside of public relations.
We can use anybody's interest and anybody's expertise to really kind of go into public relations, because public relations is really all inclusive.
Don't let the name hold you back from applying, because we do need more people other than public relations.
Cancer survivors go through a lot. There's a diagnosis, treatment, and recovery. That's why these survivors can use a little makeover.
To some, this may be glamorous. To others, it may be life-changing. Wear It Well wants to be all that and more.
I don't think I can count the ways Wear It Well has helped me.
Leslie was diagnosed in November of 2018 with triple-negative breast cancer, which is an aggressive form of cancer. During chemotherapy, she lost her hair, and her friend nominated her for a Wear It Well makeover.
So Katina called me and she goes, "What size do you wear?" And I'm thinking, it really doesn't matter, because I'd lost some weight during chemo, and I really didn't know what size I wore, so I told her medium everything. And then she told me they were going to make me a wig. What color wig did I want? And I said, "You're making me a wig? A handmade wig?" And I was just amazed. And I said, "Well, pink." And she goes, "Light pink or dark pink?" And I went, "Oh my God, pink." Because if I'm going to wear a wig, I want people to know.
Since this makeover, Leslie has found the confidence to be just as bold as the hair on her head. Wear It Well does makeovers, hosts back-to-school events, campaigns against bullying in schools, and they don't just impact the lives of women, but men as well. Mr. King is a dialysis patient who says having to be on dialysis made him want to take better care of himself, and Wear It Well was there to see him through the process.
I had a new healthy, new facelift, and like I said, new attitude toward life.
Like Mr. King, Leslie says she can't thank the organization enough.
I keep trying to thank them, and there's just so much to thank them for.
For more information about the Wear It Well organization, or if you'd like to donate, please contact 662-401-6331. How much do you know about your family tree? The MSU Library hosts a workshop to teach community members and students how to start their own family trees on Ancestry.com. Other skills taught include editing the trees and searching history records. Dee Dee Baldwin says she leads the workshop to teach people to remember.
I just think we owe it to our ancestors to find out who they were, and because that's how people are remembered when their descendants remember them.
To access free records from Ancestry, visit our website at bulldog.msstate.edu. Paying respects to the chief. Why one tribal leader is extra special to a local tribe, when Take 30 returns right after the break.
Prism is a full-service media marketing agency that students are the ones that do these communication projects for off-site clients.
What excited me about it was that it gave me that real-life PR firm experience.
I really wanted that real-world experience. I wanted to be able to feel like I was working in an environment that was actually like making a difference.
We're not just turning in an assignment, you get a grade and you're done. We have to turn it in, but we also have to see it through to make sure that it's doing how we have expected it to do, to make sure that it's a well representation of our clients.
I can write things down on paper all day, but it's very different when you're actually getting out there and like making those moves.
We get to see our products come to life and a different aspect and seeing them go out into the real world.
This is kind of mirrors that in a way, whereas like students, oh my gosh, students are literally working for clients and they're posting on this person's social media. Like it's like an internship, but it's, at the same time, it's like, this is how it is in the real world.
I love that moment where the things you've been learning in the classroom for the last like 2, 3, 4 years as a student in PR, the moment where it clicks and the moment where you're like, oh, that's why we do that, that's why we learn that, or that's why this makes sense, or that's why this is important, and getting to kind of see that moment or experience that moment for myself where I'm like, okay, that's why this, 20-page research paper I wrote last semester actually matters, and this is how I'm using it.
The most rewarding part about working with a real-world client has to be just making connections. And you get to know people, you get to know, high up people.
Every single day is 100% different than the next day, which makes it really fun and dynamic, and it's a really culture of agency lifestyle in itself. You never do the same thing every single day in an agency lifestyle, so we wanted to make sure Prism had that.
If you want to be the person that stands out, on a resume or a job interview or anything like that, when they see Prism, that's what's going to make you stand out.
Welcome back. Wednesday afternoon, President Trump signed the U.S.-Mexico-Canada Trade Act, surrounded by about 400 guests on the South Lawn. The agreement replaces the North American Free Trade Agreement signed in 1994. But the U.S. Congress and Mexico's Parliament has signed on to the deal, but Canada still needs to approve it before it can take effect. Notably absent from the event were Democrats. The House Speaker office released a statement saying the White House did not invite any Democrats. British lawmakers have approved Brexit. Britain is scheduled to formally withdraw from the European Union on Friday after more than 3 years of confusion and missed deadlines. But British and the European Union officials have to agree to a trade deal by the end of the year. Paying respects to the chief.
Take 30's Autumn McMillan shows us how the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians honored their very first elected leader.
Friends, family, and tribal members gathered to pay respects for the first democratically elected chief, Calvin J. Isaac. Those that knew him had a chance to speak. The memorial service included the Choctaw and English language.
May the light of Chief Isaac continue to shine upon us, and his wisdom shine through us for many generations.
Mr. Isaac passed away January 11, 2020 at the Choctaw Health Center due to battling an illness. He was 86 years old. Mr. Isaac not only accomplished being the first tribal chief elected, but he served one term in 1975 through 1979. He also was the first Choctaw to ever receive a master's degree, which he earned from Mississippi State University.
Chief Isaac was a very ambitious individual. He never had time for himself. He was always giving.
For Take 30 News, I'm Autumn McMillan.
To honor his memory, Chief Cyrus Ben ordered the lowering of the tribal flags on the reservation. Don't go anywhere. We'll get you ready for some good old baseball this season at Dudy Noble with Take 30 Sports after the break.
Everyone remembers their favorite teddy bear, the reassuring love of their first puppy. They comforted us and made us laugh. For children battling abusive situations or post-traumatic stress disorder, the memories aren't as pleasant. That's why at Mississippi State University, we're pioneering a robotic technology that brings healing to those exposed to traumatic situations. Known as Therabot, MSU's robotic beagle includes lifelike features that allow it to move in ways that are both natural and nurturing. Its ultimate goal? To bridge the gap between two types of effective therapy, using real animals and their plush counterparts for emotional assistance. At MSU, we're proud to be changing the game in therapeutic recovery, even prouder to be putting lives back together again.
Have you ever thought about becoming a teacher, but the challenges of life or travel restrictions keep holding you back? Mississippi State can get you there. With our convenient online courses, you can earn a degree in elementary education while learning from MSU professors on a schedule that works for you. And the best part? Graduates enjoy high job placement across the state. So why wait? Take the first step toward a better, more fulfilling career, no matter where you are.
To Take 30 Sports, I'm Andre Brooks along with Emily Acton. Bulldog fans and students got some big news at the beginning of this spring semester. The announcement of new MSU football head coach Mike Leach.
As Take 30's Tori Boatner shows us, the sound of cowbells ringing and the MSU chants erupt from the crowd as Leach makes his first appearance in Stark Vegas.
MSU cheers, chants, and yells were in full force upon the arrival of MSU's new football head coach, Mike Leach. MSU Spirit squads, fans, students, and players were all in attendance and fired up to meet the new coach.
This place was crowded with fans, cheerleaders, and more to welcome Mississippi State's new head coach, Mike Leach.
After MSU confirmed his hire on Twitter, Leach made his return to the SEC, replacing Joe Moorhead, who was fired by Mississippi State after 2 seasons.
He'll release the ball to a receiver.
Prior to his career at MSU, Leach was the offensive coordinator at Kentucky and head coach at Texas Tech and most recently Washington State. The Pirate enthusiast has 18 years of experience and 16 bowl game appearances. Leach is not only known for his offensive coaching skills and passing game, but he is also known for his authentic personality and tweets. Leach shook hands with fans only moments after his arrival in Starkville and signed jerseys, t-shirts, and cowbells.
I am jacked about this.
Students and MSU fans like Kaya Starks are optimistic about the football program's future.
I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a step in the right direction in order to get us back to where we need to be.
Mike Leach is the 34th head coach in MSU football history.
The Mississippi State Bulldogs baseball season is just around the corner.
Take 30's Will Huff had a chance to attend Media Day to find out what fans can expect to see this season.
It's that time of year again. Baseball season is just around the corner, and the Mississippi State Bulldogs are looking to make another run at the College World Series. The Bulldogs have been in the NCAA baseball tournament 8 times in the last 10 years. The team made an appearance in the College World Series in both 2018 and 2019, and it's safe to say that the expectations are high for the team.
It's always there. When you say yes to come to Mississippi State as a player, as a coach, it's not just getting to Omaha, it is trying to win Omaha.
The team may have lost some key players like Jake Mangum and Ethan Small, but one player the fans can look forward to seeing is Logan Tanner, a freshman from Lucedale, Mississippi. Coach Chris Lamonis had this to say about Tanner.
He is an advanced catcher, and that's where we're probably going to use him mostly this year. Great hip flexibility, ankle mobility, sits in there and catches. I'm watching him yesterday, and he catches the low ball as good as any young catcher I've ever seen, and then he has the arm strength behind the plate.
Needless to say, fans are excited for this upcoming season. Not only can they watch an exciting team attempt to run at a championship, they can do it here at Dudy Noble Field.
I think probably my favorite thing about it is just the environment that this creates. Especially in the SEC, we're very passionate about sports, and whether it be football, basketball, baseball, anything. And being at Mississippi State, with the talent we put on the field for baseball and the environment that we've put to surround that, it's
Mississippi State will take on Wright State in a 3-game series starting on February 14th at 4 p.m. To get your tickets, go to hailstate.com. And it's a big weekend in Miami. Sunday's Super Bowl will feature Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City versus Jimmy Garoppolo and the San Francisco 49ers. The game will kick off at 5:30 local time on Fox. Demi Lovato will sing the national anthem, and Jennifer Lopez and Shakira will perform at halftime. Kansas City is currently favored to win just by 1 point. That's it for sports. Don't go anywhere. We'll be Take 30 right after the break.
I'm Cash Matlock from the Wednesday crew in the fall of 2018.
Learning, growing, becoming. Take 30 News at MSU.
My name is Donovan Andrade. I graduated from a high school in the Middle East. I wanted to find the college that best suits home for me, and I found it here. Out of all of the universities, Mississippi State tops them all. MSU's theater program is unique to me because it's challenging, it's energetic, and it can also make you very open-minded to the world. Theater has its own community where you're never really alone. Everyone around you is family, and it felt like home.
You hear about it most every week in the fall. Some player, somewhere, is fighting for his life after a head injury. Those are the days when the game stops being a game. So I started thinking about armors in nature. For example, rams are protected when they collide.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Take 30. That's all we have for you tonight. I'm Tori Boatner.
And I'm Dundria Blanchard. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you back here next week. And remember, you can always follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram at Take 30 News MSU.
You can